Alright, good luck to everyone. Okay guys, welcome back to the channel. Matt Preston, built cruisers. Now very exciting. We've got the King's 270 awning and we're putting it on my dad's 105 series here. So he's just got sort of traditional little racks that go 1, 2, 3 across here, roof bars. So there's no flat rack, but this is the contraption we've made so far, or he's made. So these are my old brackets from my old setup. Just there, you can see that, because I've got different ones now. And pretty much you can see here, it's mounted on super firm, but we just had him on top of here. And because he's got a tailgate, you have to go higher than the back door. So we're gonna have to pull the brackets up a little bit so then it can clear this, which is an issue you won't ever get on a barn door sort of style rear door. Okay, so these are the King's brackets that it comes with, pretty like basic design. And you can sort of see here how that wasn't really going to help us out because the mounting points are really far back. So these we weren't going to use. So we've got these ones which are from the Outback Tourer, but they actually say Bushwhacker on them, which is funny. But pretty much we've put them at max height, as you can see, because when this tailgate goes open like this, you can even see there, like it's barely going to get around that corner. So we're hoping to mount the awning on the higher end of it. And speaking of, we've got all the stuff here. So with the King's box, what you sort of get is you get little rubber mounts to go between the feet like that. You get your pegs for pegging in the ground. You've got this weird little eyelet thing in there, and they look pretty good. You got a little canvas bag. This is probably just to store all your pegs in and stuff. And then we got a few tie down little straps here. This will be for when you swing it around, you can hook it on. And then you can see here we've got the hardware itself to mount the brackets on. Now we'll be using some of this for this awning here. And I've got to admit, they've stepped up their stuff, Kings. Like, it looks quite nice, black and white. And the bag does feel really nice, and the zip's all protected by the rain, so it's never going to get like weather damage or anything. And it's also like on the side, whereas most 270 awnings, they're more like this. They go underneath the bag itself to stay out of the weather, which is a bit more traditional. Yeah, whereas this one is on the side. But yeah, obviously what we need to do now is mount this up, and I'm very excited to see how it works on the car. But the King's awnings are a bit weird. You can see in the back here, there's no rails. It's just all the same material. So you're meant to actually expose the bolts in here and drill a tiny hole in the PVC bag, which I think is really interesting way to do it. But I guess it will be more weatherproof. But you can see there that you need to drill a hole between here and here sort of thing. So we'll see how we go, and hopefully we can get it on the car. Yeah, so this is really nice. Honestly, this has surprised me. That is very like structurally, like it's pivoting this whole section way back in there. Yeah, so it's a better like design. That's quite good. These will go in here like that. Okay, so we've mounted the awning on, we've taken the whole cover off, and we're gonna get it in the right place, mark it, and then drill holes through the material. So it's a bit of a weird setup, but it's the best solution we can think of to make sure that we get it all in the right spot. And you can see here the issue we might have. So we're gonna open it up now and see if we can clear the tailgate while it's down. And then if it clears, we'll put that back up and we should be all right. Okay, after a bit of time, we got it up fully, and you can see there the brackets are really far in, but it's really strong, which is good. And you can see here, it's actually quite nice under here, and you know, it looks quite good quality as well. Obviously it's made in China, but nice black powder coated aluminium there, so it's quite light. Oh, there's actually a beer opener. That's so funny. There's a beer opener spot there, so you go open your beer. Yeah, that's awesome. And you can see through here, it's quite good because this triangle here, see, it's smaller and it clears the tailgate even better. But we will put a little bit of foam on here because it only just hits that. And yeah, it's actually quite nice. And this corner's super strong. Like, actually, I'm very surprised how strong this corner got. And at the moment, it's just strapped to here. But when we get the middle rack on, we'll loop it around the center because that'll be a lot better. So yeah, so now we're gonna essentially pack it up and mark the bolts, put the holes in the canvas bag back on, and then we'll be able to mount it up for the last time. All right, good luck to everyone. How do you think, Dad? Looks pretty good?
Yeah, it does.
Okay guys, so we've got the 270 awning fully up, and as you can see, it's actually quite big, it almost doesn't fit in the frame. But it is fully freestanding, as you can see, and there's been quite a few winds coming past and hasn't actually moved that much at all, which I'm quite surprised by, because you saw our bracket situation with the racks. Couldn't get like a true 90-degree roof rack with a bolt really close to the end, but we managed to push it all in and bring it back a little bit, and now it's like really solid. So yeah, one thing I have noticed, especially with this sort of rear door, like a tailgate, because unlike mine with the barn doors, you don't really get this problem, but when it opens, it obviously gets higher, further higher up than the roof. So this actually just slightly touches the awning here, and we've got the brackets on max height and everything. So you can either get custom brackets, raise it again, or what we're gonna do, because this is like 98% the way up, we're just gonna put the tiniest little bit of like black foam up there, black tape, won't even see it, and then that will just stop that from rubbing on the pole and obviously scratching your paint. But besides that minor little issue there, the rest of it's pretty good. So really, really stoked with it. And then in here, you guys have all seen these. These are the illuminator little light strips. These used to be everywhere. Everyone's probably got them, but they've got little Velcro bits. So we're thinking of putting these up here like that, and then you sort of leave them there when you close up the awning. And then when you rock up to camp at night, you literally open the awning, plug your wire in 12 volt, and you plug it straight in because they're already up there. So that's a really good solution for like a budget DIY lighting system without spending heaps of money and getting an awning that has inbuilt lights and all that sort of thing. So I think that's a pretty good deal. Like, you get the awning for $350, buy a little illuminated bag, I think they're like 40, 50 bucks. And for under 400 bucks, you can have 270 freestanding awning with built-in lights, which is obviously great for camp. So pretty happy with it. The material, it is quite grey, and it probably does let a bit more light in than more of the higher brand awnings. And the flap on the front here is really big. It's like 150 mil, which is normally they're like 50 mil, 70 mil, or none. So this will flap around a lot, but you know, it's just one of those things to look out for. And it does have zips on all the edges, which seem to be running fine. But normally you don't do zips because over time they can rust and get dirt in them and not work. Whereas if you just get a Velcro, it will always work, but kind of not as strong in one sense. So just little preferences like that, depends how you do it. But overall, very happy. And the black powder coat aluminium frame looks really, really good in my opinion. And the whole mechanism up here where all the weight is actually quite impressive. It kind of shocked me. But there's this massive section that goes all the way back and just spreads the load, which is what you want. And I could be mistaken, but it looks like there's a little beer opener here as well, which is pretty cool, right in the bottom of the awning. So yeah, that's the awning, pretty much fully set up and fully on the car. So we have mounted it on, they're kind of like factory ARB like racks, and as you saw before, they're just not really great for this sort of setup. Like if we had a big rack up there that was flat, so much easier. So, but we'd managed to get it on, and you can see the wind's picking up a little bit, and you know, it doesn't move too much. Like if I really pull on it, it'll move, but it's going to be very sturdy. So you can see on the back here, we've just had to cut little holes in the bag, and the bolts have gone through the PVC bag into the bracket, which keeps it pretty weather tight, which is a very interesting design. Never really seen that before, because normally in the back there's just an exposed rail to slide in, but looks pretty good in the end. And yeah, you can see the strap here just hooks around like that, and it's the same as that Vectura, just a standard little fast strap, and you just pull it. So very, very happy with it. Okay, so some things to remember. Price is insanely good. Like this is always for sale at $350. I think when it's not on sale, it's about $700. So, but it's normally always on sale. 280 GSM ripstop canvas, and they reckon UP F50 plus sun protection. Now, as we know, there's no poles on this, which can, you know, freak some people out. But obviously, if it is really windy and you're getting that gust upwind, you got to get your strap and tight to the ground, poleless. Okay. Now, it does feel weird because you're pulling it down and it's just going to flex the bracket out more, but it is fine and it is what it's meant to do. And it's because you've got no poles, there's nothing else you can do about it. All right, now this awning weighs 27 kilos. So for a freestanding 270, probably more on the light end. but that is something to consider if you're worried about overweight on your roof. Now for 200 bucks, you can get a whole wall system that will just zip on this whole thing, which is pretty cool. So you can make it like a really nice, almost like a tent enclosure. And obviously you can get sand mats that just do the shape of this as well. So there's lots of little things you can do to upgrade and little mods you can do to the thing. And the best one for me would probably be definitely putting little light strips in it, just so it's that much easier when you're at camp. You can turn the lights on and you've got everything lit up. All right, so packing up's pretty easy. Literally just undo the strap up here at the back, then unhook the clip, and then just walk it around like any other 270 awning. And it's good. I have confidence it will just stay there and won't snap, which is really good to have. And obviously, like any awning, once you get to this bit, you want to sort of flap this cover back over. And then you want to find the little top hook eyelets. And then start rolling it up. And zip her up. There you go, you're done. Overall, very happy, and it does pack up more on the small side. If you've seen the Outback Tourer, they get really chunky. But granted, that does have an extra bit at the front, so it's a 270 plus. But yeah, super happy with it. If you've seen these before, let me know. I think they're great bang for buck. And if you're just starting in full driving, you want that 270 coverage around your cooking area or the back of the car. For under 400 bucks, you could get the awning and full light set up in it. So I just think it's a really good option. And you know, 7 years ago when I was first getting full driving, they didn't really have, well, these didn't exist essentially. And you couldn't really get 270 awnings, especially for 350. So things have changed obviously. And now, you know, you can get all these for 300 bucks. So super happy with it. Let me know what you guys think. And yeah, hope you enjoyed this video. If you want to see more like King's videos, let me know. Because I do like some of the products they do anyways, and I don't mind them. So yeah, we'll catch you guys next time on Built Cruisers.